विषय पर अपने ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स के लिए हम यहां सादर आमंत्रित करना चाहेंगे प्रोफेसर रंजन चक्रवर्ती जी, जो कि वाइस चांसलर हैं विद्यासागर यूनिवर्सिटी वेस्ट बंगाल से। आपकी तालियों के बीच प्रोफेसर रंजन चक्रवर्ती।
Esteemed distinguished speakers and guests seated in the audience, and my fellow speakers on the dais, my dear students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, everybody. We are going through a very critical phase of history of the human civilization. And we are celebrating 100 years of Satyagraha. Satyagraha is the philosophy of action as propounded by Mahatma Gandhi. And we are living through a period of violence and bloodshed. And it's high time to recollect and refurbish the principles of Gandhi's philosophy of Satyagraha. It's important to make our younger generation aware of the values of non-violence. We are surrounded by terrorism. We are surrounded by threats of violence. And at this critical juncture, we need to understand Gandhi's philosophy of Satyagraha, which talked about truth and non-violence. And truth and non-violence are the two vital ingredients of Satyagraha. A Satyagrahi would try to resist evil without doing any harm to the evildoer. A Satyagrahi would remain peaceful under all provocations, and he would always try to resist evil by inflicting suffering on himself and not by inflicting suffering on the opponent. It was during the course of his struggle against the British colonial rulers in South Africa that Gandhi invented his philosophy of action, Satyagraha. It was his supreme invention, discovery, and creation. Ever since Gandhi's entry into Indian public life, there had been numerous applications of Satyagraha. Some of them were directly under his leadership or under his distant guidance, and some of the movements were simply autonomous. They grew independently. It was during 1917-18 that he experimented with the idea of Satyagraha in Champaran in Bihar, and in Ahmedabad and Khera in Gujarat. It was at Champaran that Gandhi's technique of Satyagraha was first tried on the Indian soil. Jesus Christ, Daniel, and Socrates represented the purest form of passive resistance or soul force. Satyagraha is soul force. According to Gandhi, it was the love force. There are different forms of Satyagraha. Satyagraha can be of diverse types. Any of the several forms may be employed in a Satyagraha campaign. It can be civil disobedience, it can be passive resistance, it can be a fasting, it can be a strike, it can be some kind of non-violent opposition or resistance within the framework of legal norms. Passive resistance, according to Gandhi, is an all-sided sword. It can be used in any way. It blesses not only the one who uses it, but also those against whom it is used. It produces far-reaching results without drawing a single drop of blood. The rapidity with which Satyagraha succeeded is amply demonstrated by sheer personal deeds of Gandhi during the period of communal disturbances that took place in the country during 1946 and 1947. And he arrested communal carnage from engulfing the whole of the subcontinent. He was successful. In Calcutta, he was successful. In Delhi, he was successful. Examples of effectiveness of non-violent techniques can also be had from countries other than India. The Norwegians organized an effective non-violent resistance against authorities during the German occupation in the Second World War. The Czechs organized protests against the Russian army for a couple of days. The example of Martin Luther King and other black leaders in their struggle for civil rights has also once again demonstrated the effectiveness of Satyagraha in solving social problems. Gandhi remains in history as one of the most enigmatic personalities. He was more a saint than a politician. If he was a politician, then he was a saintly politician. And it was his passion for truth. Satyagraha emanated from his passion for truth. The passion for truth was innate in me, he writes in his autobiography. Today we are celebrating 100 years of Satyagraha, and we need to remember that what is needed at this hour of crisis is to cultivate the sensitiveness of conscience. Gandhi cultivated throughout his life the sensitiveness of conscience. A century ago, Indians became Satyagrahis and fought against colonialism. Today, let us become, as our Honorable Prime Minister said, while inaugurating the exhibition on 100 years of Satyagraha, let us become Swachhograhis and create a Swachh Bharat. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, Shri Ranjan ji. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपके